You'll often hear people complain how difficult it is to believe in God. They can't see God, they can't hear God, they don't see God doing anything, and they wonder, does God exist at all? Not unusual complaints to hear today. Woody Allen, I think, captures the frustration that many people have with believing in God that they can't see or hear or see evidence of. And Woody says this: if God would only speak to me just once, if you would only cough, if I could see a miracle, if I could see a burning bush or the seas part or my Uncle Sasha pick up the check, if only God would give me some clear sign, like making a large deposit in my name at a Swiss bank account. Well, I think the humour of Woody Allen really captures the frustration that many people have in believing in God. I think what people are looking for is a God very much like Superman. Superman hears a distress call, changes into a Superman outfit, flies off and rescues the situation. That's what people want. That's the God they want. A God of action, a God who springs into action immediately something that goes wrong. They need to fix it immediately. They want a God who is there for them 24/7 to respond to whatever it is that they bring before him. They want a God who's not going to allow problems to exist in this world, and if they do exist, they want God to immediately step in and correct that. I think people are really making a God in their own image. And I would say to anybody, if you're looking to find God, then you need to look to Jesus Christ. In the opening chapter of the Gospel of John, which is a very profound chapter, John tells us that Jesus is the Son of God, the eternal Son of God. There was never a time when he did not exist. Furthermore, he is the creator of all things. John goes on to say that Jesus, the eternal Son of God, became man. He became a human being. He entered into our world and became just like you and me. And during his time in this world, he was both God and man. He could never stop being God. That's impossible. But God assumed humanity. And when we look to Jesus, we are seeing what God is like. On one occasion, a disciple came to Jesus and said, "Show us the Father." To which Jesus replied, "If you have seen me, you have seen the Father." In other words, I am everything that God is. Not that God is a physical being, but all the attributes of God reside in me. You look at me, that's what God is like. Scripture goes on to say that Jesus is the image of the invisible God. In other words, the invisible God becomes visible in Jesus Christ. Now, to the person who wants to believe in God, I would say read the life of Jesus that's been set forth in the four Gospels, in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And there you will see God being revealed to us through Jesus. You will see Jesus interacting with people. He'll attend their weddings. He'll weep at their funerals. He'll heal their sick. He'll show compassion to the poor and to the marginalized. He'll reach out the hand of friendship and love to everybody. And though he is holy, and there's no doubt about that, he is holy, it is the unholy people who are so often found in his company because they knew he loved them. And nowhere is the love of God more vividly expressed or displayed than in the sacrifice of Jesus upon the cross for our sins. That's where the love of God for sinners like you and me is displayed. And since Jesus came to reveal God to us, and he did, we need to spend time with Jesus. Listen to what he has to say. Reflect upon his teaching. and let what His will is shape and mold our heart and our minds. And if we will do that, there's no doubt about this. If we will do that, then our skepticism, our doubts, our prejudices will fade away and will be replaced with a living faith that can confidently say, yes, I now believe in God.